Welcome to the Nightly Rant. I'm Mike.
And I'm Torya.
This is the show where we talk about the awful things that have happened in our day, the awesome things that have happened in our day,
and all the things in between.
Thanks for listening, and we truly hope you enjoy. So, it seems to me that there's a real good reason, and a real simple reason, and a real obvious reason why most new restaurants fail after just 1 year.
Okay.
And that is the statistic. Most new restaurants fail after a year. And they'll throw you all kinds of, well, there was food waste, and there was this, and there was that, and they were underpriced, and they were overpriced, and they were perfectly priced. Those have nothing to do with it. It's really simple. Either their food is damn good and people go there and eat, or their food sucks and people don't go there and eat.
And we've experienced both of those things in the last, week.
We've experienced really bad, really good, and really mediocre, if you ask me.
Yeah, kind of the middle of the road.
Yeah.
So where should we start?
So, well, let's start with the bad. Then we'll go to the mediocre. Then we'll go to the good. We'll finish with the good.
Okie doke.
That way we finish on a positive note, not a negative note.
But the negative note is the funniest.
Not really. I don't think
You still can't laugh about it?
No.
So this place that we went to, it's supposed to be some kind of Asian fusion restaurant that newly opened. Okay. So, we decided to go and try it. And the first thing we notice when we walk in is that it's like the world's loudest place.
Yes.
Like, music so loud that people have to yell over it, and quite a lot of people in there yelling over the music. So that was fun. And then, the guy at the counter was super derpy, and the prices were kind of high.
Higher than most
Similar.
type, that kind of food.
Right. By $3 a person
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah.
And then, we turn around and we're like, okay, let's sit down. And the only place they have to sit is this long-ass bench thing that's meant for single people sitting there and working on a laptop.
Yeah.
Now, who can work on a laptop in somewhere as loud as we described? Seriously.
No. Not how. I even told you that when we were there. There's no way I could work there.
But we finally found a table. Because I'm sneaky. And then the food comes. And we got some appetizers. And the appetizer was cold. Wine was. And then we got the popcorn chicken, which was raw and disgusting.
Yeah, it wasn't cooked.
And then you got your chicken wings.
That tasted like fish wings.
Dead fish wings.
Yes. It was bad.
And so, we ate very little of it. And then went to McDonald's, because McDonald's was better.
And that's saying something.
It really is.
And it was super disappointing. It's cool, dude. I'm not mad at you.
It's okay, Al.
It's Al I'm mad at.
Anyway, yes,
Okay.
we were super disappointed.
So it was a bad experience.
It was the worst experience we've had at a restaurant together.
Ever.
Literally,
And if you know
nothing
some of
was
our
good.
stories, you'd know that's pretty saying something too. Because we've had some bad experiences at restaurants.
It was sheer crap.
So, then, go to the mediocre. There are a bazillion of these
Build your own
Subway-style pizza places that have popped up.
Right, there's
know?
Biology and Pizza Studio.
And when you think about it, that's exactly what that place is.
Right.
It's Subway. Instead of picking a bun, you pick a crust.
Instead of picking,
I want a blah, blah, blah sandwich and then picking what vegetables go on it, you actually pick the protein, the cheese, the sauce, and the protein you want on the dang pizza.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. It's the same exact thing. But there's a million of them everywhere.
For pizza lovers like me, they're amazing.
But there's a million of them everywhere. They're just everywhere.
There's like 10 of them within easy driving distance of our house.
There's so many of them. And really, like I haven't had the one you mentioned, but to me, and I'm going to say the name, Pyology is always the best of all of them. They were the one of the originals. I won't say that they are the original, because I'm not sure, but they're one of the originals.
Yeah, the only one you haven't had is Blaze.
Yep. And there seems to be an industry, a niche, where the gap is pretty wide. Like, I'm going to tell you something. Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's. Just go with pizza for a second.
Okay.
That's a niche. Pizza, right?
Delivery pizza.
Right. That gets delivered quickly. You don't have to go get it.
Yeah.
Okay? Those three pizzas are pretty darn close as far as loyalists. I personally have my favorite, by far. But there's people... But I think if there's 100 people, you could pretty much get 33 to go to each one. I mean, they're very popular, and it's 100% taste, whichever type of pizza you like.
Because they are very different types.
They're not just slightly different; they're drastically different types of pizza. And with that in mind, you know, they pull that off. It's all even. But in this niche, the Subway of pizzas, the build your own pizza, the gap is crazy big between the good ones and the not so good ones.
Now,
it's crazy big.
We went to this place, might as well just, because we're saying it's a good pizza press. And we got vastly different things. You essentially got the same pizza as you get everywhere else.
Well,
just at a new location.
I'm gonna take you back a step further so that people really understand that this, while it's gonna sound like a review, the reality is it's a really positive review, because I told Torya when she first told me about this, I was trying to avoid going there, to be honest. And so I would just pretend I didn't remember what she was talking about, and I would say, "What? Pizza press? What are you talking about?" Actually, the first three times, it was real. I didn't remember. I was like,
that's
what
fair.
the
I knew
hell?
you were faking it after
the
that.
hell are you talking about? But then once you made a big deal about how you wanted to go there, and it was some place you wanted to just go with me, and you love pizza, and so it was a place you wanted to try, and blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, I gotta remember the name of the damn place. So I remembered it, but then I'd still mess with you and go, what? Pizza press? What are you talking about? But it's called Pizza Press. And it's in the absolute worst, most asinine mall I've ever been in my life. The Source in Buena Park. My gosh. Somebody needs to wake that developer up and get that place filled.
They've been building it for like 100 years, and it's like got 10 things in it. And it's giant.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, it's ridiculous. So go in there, you know, and like it's a little more expensive than the other places.
Well, like $1.
Yeah, it's a little more expensive. But I felt like they were a little disorganized. Like I kept pointing out to you, and it was driving my ADHD and my OCD nuts, was that they had a sauce sign. That was in the right place. But every sign after that was in the wrong place. The cheese sign wasn't where the cheese was. The vegetable sign wasn't where the vegetable sign was. And the meat wasn't where the meat was. It was all messed up.
I almost wonder if we went, because it's a chain, I almost wonder if we went to a more established location,
if it would be better.
That wouldn't be a problem.
Perhaps. It just didn't seem very organized. That part of it was not very organized. And I'm going to tell you, like, here's something that could have affected the outcome of my pizza. So, you're right. I did order, on purpose, the same ingredients that I generally order. But I did change up one thing. I went for a sauce that I thought would be good. Okay? Just to try it out. Because, let's face it, their sauce and the other company's sauce, they're not the same. So it doesn't really matter.
Right.
It's gonna change the pizza.
You're still getting red sauce.
Right. So I asked for spicy sauce. Now, before I went, you went. And you said white sauce, and he heard spicy sauce. And he said to you, oh, you want the spicy sauce? And he proceeded to reach past the first tray of red sauce to the second tray of red sauce, which to the eye looked spicier.
Okay.
My guy gave me it from the first tray, where I think it's the regular red sauce. And so, in that respect, their red, if that's the case, even if it isn't, the red sauce that I got isn't anywhere near as good as like Pyology's.
But the white sauce was 100,000 times better than Pyology's white sauce.
But I had to wonder. But I also
sauce.
had to wonder if it wasn't because it's not just plain Alfredo sauce, but also it's had dude painted the sauce on there for you.
I know.
Like
he did a good job.
Like he made sure that he was painting the pizza dough white.
He was meticulous.
There was no doubt. But they were friendly enough. They talked to us. You know, they weren't like, you know, standoffish and, you know, awkward.
And this place has some cool toppings. Like you can pick sharp cheddar or Gouda on your pizza.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And I think that's neat.
And then you have the crust. It came out, you know, and
it's good.
They had a gluten-free one, and they had that. That's really it. Just the two types of crust. But it cooked up really nicely. And honestly, there's the one place called is it called Pizza Studio? The other place?
Yeah.
That place over there, they're good.
They cook it in a similar style.
They're good, but they cook it in a similar style, and that's always my complaint.
And their crust is bad.
Crust is not crispy enough.
Right.
That's always my complaint. And in fact, I got to tell you something. When Deborah started getting the gluten-free crust and we started calling it, you know, cracker pizza, I started thinking maybe if they have gluten-free crust at Pizza Studio, I might try it one time to see if it's at least crispier.
Yeah.
You know? But in any event, this crust tasted good. It was cooked well. I'm not sure the cheese... One of two things was the problem, I think. Either the cheese is not as top-notch as it should be.
Uh-huh.
Or when they were melting it, they didn't melt it thoroughly enough.
I bet you it's the second one.
Because, like, you know how on a meat cheese pizza, we had a show, we agreed that a meat cheese pizza was the bomb in this area.
Yes.
Their cheese is browned a little bit on the top because they let it cook. It melts down and it bubbles a little bit, and then they pull it out. And it's not like sometimes Pizza Hut, they do that, but they overburn it, like to the point where there's no cheese left.
I almost wonder if, because you said your pizza looked, quote unquote, fresher looking when it came out because your like jalapenos were still all green and nice looking, and your pineapple was all yellow and pretty.
It didn't cook as well. That's why.
I almost wonder if you're exactly right, and what I said, and they cooked it from the bottom and not from the top at all, and that's why your cheese wasn't as good.
As you were saying that, I was thinking that it's exactly like that. It's like when you make a quesadilla and you just throw it in the air fryer. It doesn't work well. You have to put it on the pan and flip it so that both sides get heated and all of that. You know, you can't just do one side or it's not as good.
I would rank it in the grand scheme of the pizza places like it that we go to, higher than Pizza Studio, but lower than Pyology and Blaze. Kind of tied with Pizza Rev.
I was going to say, what about Pizza Rev?
Kind of tied.
I think Pizza Rev's better, my personal opinion.
That's fair, but I got to get weird pizza. Like I got Gouda, and it made me super happy.
But I'm just saying, you know, I don't know. And then we had one really wonderful food experience over the weekend.
And it's a really strange food experience.
Well, yeah, it was kind of random because...
Not something we usually eat.
You know, we go to lunch or dinner about every 2 weeks with Deborah.
Yeah.
And it's always a good time.
We usually go to all the same kind of places.
And we kind of go, right. And it's like... And she usually doesn't want to pick. And I don't know what it was that got into her, but she was just like, we had made plans with her to have...
It smelled like it outside.
We were going to have dinner, okay? We were going to have dinner together.
Figured it out.
And we said to her, what should we have for dinner? And she said, how about Indian food? And it triggered her because of what it smelled like outside, but also because when we went to the Thai restaurant, there was the Indian buffet right there that had opened.
And we did something we never do. We went somewhere, and I didn't look it up on Yelp first.
Yeah,
Dangerous.
but also, like you mentioned that, what was that other Thai place on beach?
Not Thai, Indian.
Indian? What was it?
Yellow chili.
You mentioned that place,
Yeah.
and I was like, you guys got to pick one. And then guys never said anything. So when we were leaving, she's giving me crap about giving her directions, and I'm like, I need to know where you're going before I can give you directions.
Right.
So we decided on this place.
I'm happy we went to the buffet.
That was a buffet, and it's over there on Ball, just past beach, just east of beach. But we get in there, and the first thing you guys notice is that it closes at 3, and it's 2:30. So we're like, oh crap! Well, that's okay. And you made a great comment. It's a buffet. We don't have to wait for the food to be cooked and come out. We can just go get the food, and that's true. That's so true. Like I watch you guys when we go to Sizzler, and I get like my regular food, and you guys go get like the salad bar. My God, you're back with food in like not 2 minutes, and you're chowing down and going back for a second one before my food even comes out.
Right.
So yeah. Anyway.
Buffet takes less time unless you plan on eating 73 courses.
Yeah. And it's like most places kill the food at a buffet by putting out too much food. Like the Mexican buffet. The one at El Torito.
Oh yeah, it was.
They put out too many enchiladas, and then it gets all mushy, and then we're always the lucky one that gets to the bottom of the container. No, this
place was amazing.
This place, like you walk in and there's the tables, and then there's like another room that they've got, and that's where they have the food.
They had like 3 buffet tables, like 2 that were main course and 1 that was like desserty and fruit and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and. So we got our plate. We ate. Then we had seconds.
But the lady, like, we get our plates, and she comes out of the kitchen with tongs and a plate of fresh naan bread. Yeah. Like, oh my God, it was so awesome.
Good. Garlic naan bread.
I could have eaten an entire
it was so good, wasn't it?
And
in the sauce from the chicken. Mm-hmm. So good. And then that was the thing. Here's the part that makes this place so. The atmosphere was nice. It was really pretty in there.
Yeah.
The people were nice.
The service was fabulous.
The food was tasty. Okay?
Yeah, so good.
But then, the topper. It's now like 5 minutes to 3, and we're looking at each other like, well, we better get out of here, So we pay the bill, and after paying the bill, she comes out and says, before you go, if you want to fill a plate to take it, you can. They offered us a plate of food to go.
Yep. Because they were closing.
Because they were about to close to switch over to dinner. And they were giving their employees plates of food to go.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to waste the food. But it's so nice. Like, what buffet ever offers you a plate to take food home with them?
Most buffets say, no wasting. You'll be charged extra for food you waste. Yeah.
I mean, they were just amazing, and I would highly recommend going there. And I'm actually gonna look up their name.
Well, I was gonna say, and then we're leaving, and we're all so like freaking happy that this food was so good. And I go to Yelp. Of course, it was good. They had almost a perfect rating on Yelp with a buttload of reviews.
Did they?
Yeah. They had like 100 and something reviews and a 4.8 or so. It was higher than a 4.5. But
4.9 on Google.
Yeah.
It's called India Table.
Uh-huh.
And it's at 2955 West Ball Road. You gotta try it.
And apparently there's another one, but I don't know if they're the same restaurant.
Yeah, I don't know. But that was really, really, really good.
So if you live in the area and you don't hate Indian food, do it.
And that, my friends, was what we did this weekend. We
And
ate
today.
some food. And today.
And today after pizza we went to,
Farrell's for ice cream.
yeah, and ate way too much
And
ice cream.
the way they've remodeled Farrell's is nice. I like it. And we got into some very interesting conversations.
Yes, we did. Like we always do.
Yep, which is why we have this podcast, so that we can have more interesting conversations. It's always fun.
My review of The Bad Place did post.
Huh?
My review of The Bad Place we talked about, it did post. It didn't get lost and eaten by Yelp.
Really?
Yelp lied to me.
Nice.
Somebody just marked my review useful. That's how I learned this.
Wow. Anyway.
Anyway, I think that's all. So good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Hi everyone, this is Mike, and I truly hope you enjoyed this show. You're able to subscribe to this show on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher so as to never miss an episode. If by chance you did miss an episode here or there, you can catch up on all shows, past and present, by heading over to yogispodcastnetwork.com/TNR show. Thanks for listening.